Peace. Today I want to get right into it. See, like nowadays we always want to try to leave our planet, which is Earth, right? See, Earth is a third planet away from the sun, and in supreme mathematics, the number 3 represents understanding, right? And you gotta really have to think about like everything about Earth. See, whoever created the human race or everything pretty much, they didn't make a mistake on putting us here. See, humans and Earth have so much in common, which I think is a lot of people don't really understand. See, like, the building block of both Earth and humans, the most abundant thing that's in us is water, which is very corrupted nowadays. See, now, if you corrupt the Earth, you corrupt yourself. And if you corrupt yourself, you corrupt the Earth. Now, you're probably thinking, man, how does us little tiny humans affect this big giant Earth? Well, you see, let's say you go to McDonald's, get a Big Mac, right? And you keep going there over and over and over again. So now you have 2 things you just did wrong. See, now, you just supported McDonald's. I'm not saying so McDonald's is bad or anything, right? But now you have to kill a whole bunch of animals in order to provide you food. And now if you keep eating that stuff over and over and over again, now let's say you're my age, right? Let's say you're 14. And now down the line when you're like 34, you go to the doctor for a checkup for like a job or something. And the doctor comes into the room and says, well, sir, you have high blood pressure, diabetes, and it looks like you have cancer. Well, you'll look back and say, well, I wonder where this came from. Well, the answer to that is your poor eating habits. So now, you have those 2 things. You just mess up the world and you mess up yourself. See, that's how we affect each other. And now the third thing, see, we go back to supreme mathematics, which is number 3, understanding. The Earth is the 3rd planet from the sun. Alright? The third thing that we do wrong is now we have to take medicines to help our bodies get cured, because now we broke it down enough where our bodies can't help itself. See, everyone's body is naturally able to heal itself. That's why one day you'll be sick, the next day you're perfectly fine. You don't know where your sickness went. So your body knows how to deal with that. But if you keep putting a bunch of poisons and stuff into your body, now it can't help itself. Same thing for the Earth. The Earth can actually help itself if we don't keep putting waste into it. See, if we put waste into our bodies, now we have to create pills and stuff to help us out. So now, if we take a whole bunch of those chemicals and everything, now we have to dump it in the water. So now the Earth is getting destroyed. But now the Earth has no way of like really helping itself out. So now what ends up happening, let's say like we have a bottle of water, right? Now all that waste and everything, I don't care what they do to that bottle of water, but some of those chemicals are still in it. All that garbage and everything, it's still done be in that. Even when you take a shower, brush your teeth, that water, that's coming from like the ground and everything. So now what ends up happening is that you're recycling all that waste that you end up helping create. You're then going to keep mixing it until it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. That small mistake you made by keep eating that Big Mac killed off the animals, it's killing off your body, and now you're killing the Earth. See, like not too far from where I live, we have a giant landfill, right? It's sad, really, because it's the biggest mountain we really have. It's not even a mountain, it's just there. It's a big, giant mountain of garbage, which is really terrible. I go outside right now, I can still see it. It's clear, which shows you how much garbage that we have, and the garbage that I have in my community isn't even maybe 1% of the world's garbage. See, not that far. Not too far. I don't mean not too far from here, but like inside the water and everything, like inside the ocean, there's an entire island made of garbage. Look it up if you don't believe me. This entire island made of garbage. So now we have an entire island made of garbage. That means we have an entire ocean that's filled with waste right now. So now all the fish that live inside our water are now taking in that waste. So now when we eat that fish, we're taking in that waste. See, all of our mistakes, all of our negatives, pretty much, are going to come back to us. Whether it's launching a rocket out to the moon, or it's just us getting a Big Mac, or us killing something, or us breaking down the wildlife's habitats for a bank or a house community and everything. See, we don't really understand what we're dealing with. We don't really have a clear mental comprehension of what we're dealing with. So if we don't have a clear mental comprehension of Earth, how can we go out to other places and expect to do anything? See, every time we really figure out a bunch of stuff, we always do wrong. Like, let's go to the 5th planet away from the sun. Now, let's go away from the 3rd planet away from the sun, right? Go to the 5th. The 5th planet away from the sun is Jupiter. Now, we go into Greek mythology, right? Jupiter is the highest god, right? It's Zeus, which is the king of all the gods, right? And inside the supreme mathematics, number 5 represents power and refinement. Power is the creative energy, or creative force, and refinement is to perfect something. So now, we take number 5, right? That's a god, right? Now we go back to number 3. Let's go back to when the Pilgrims lived in America. Our country was built off of religion. It was built off of a god. It's built off of what the Greeks would call Zeus. But once we took away that god in our society, that's when we start messing up. See, they builded what they had. They didn't tear down all the resources. They took down some so they can live. That's that creative force. And even after they tore down all those trees, they started planting them. So now, even though we created one negative, we replaced the negative with a positive. Unlike how we do in our society, where we replace a negative with another negative. We replace our cancer with more medicine. Where now our bodies break down even worse. Where now our bodies will never be healed. So, now let's go back into our present time, right? Our present time, we have a bunch of atheists and stuff who don't even believe in God. We have people bowing down to statues. We have people who worship idols. And when I say idols, I'm not just talking about actresses. I'm not talking about music people. I'm not talking about some random guy who just has a nice voice. I'm even talking about our presidents, the people that people really look up to. Because, I remember when I was, around 6, I was watching, I think it was, the Looney Tunes or something on TV. Then out of nowhere, my program gets shut down. And the president election comes on. So now, my imagination at age 6 started drifting away. My creative energy started drifting away. So how can I have refinement in my life? How can I have perfection in my life if I don't have imagination? So now we take that one example where we're getting rid of our imagination. See, that's basically what a religion is. It's faith. It's that imagination where you can believe that something's up there. Where you can believe that somehow you were created by a force that no one can see. No one has ever seen. No one probably will ever see. You can't tell where you go after life. You don't know. You would have to have that experience first. Then somehow, after death, come back here and let us know. So it's basically